to my first video. I'm going to be blogging the next 8 days leading up to Dragoncon because, as many of you know, I've been making this guy from Del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth, and it's been one of my favorite creature designs, and it's been such a work in progress. Over the last 5 months, I've built 19 of the 21 molds I will need to complete this project. In addition to the assembly, I have 3 more molds to create. The right leg and the 2 lower leg structures. And I also need to figure out how to attach everything to the jumpsuit. Right now, I've done a couple bit of tests. I don't think latex adhering to the spandex is going to be the way I'm going to go. Instead, I'm going to try sewing the pieces directly onto the jumpsuit. And in order to do that, I first need to adhere a bias tape ribbon or canvas ribbon or burlap, I'm not sure which way I'm going to go yet, to the outer lying parts of every piece. I'm then going to go in and very carefully sew it directly to the jumpsuit after I'm 100% sure it's in the place it needs to be. Finally, I'm going to have to install snaps on the pieces that I know I'm not going to be able to get in myself. So that's all I've got to do. I have 8 days to do it in, so let's see how it works. Hello everyone, it is Friday, 4 days before I leave for Dragoncon, and yesterday I made a mistake. It often happens when you're rushing, and this one was a relatively big one. I ran out of flex foamit after I did the legs, and I needed to do the hooves. So instead of using flex foam, I used foamit 3. And as you well know, you never pour a hard material into a hard mold. So this morning I had to break open my plaster mold in order to rescue the hoof. The good news is that it turned out great. However, unfortunately, I need 2. And my mold is now kaput. So this morning what I did was I found a box of approximately the size of the hoof and poured my second hoof. It's a giant block. I've never punched hair before, so before I decided to do so for my final piece, I took one of my cast-offs here and tried a little bit of punching with this homemade tool that I made out of a sewing machine and an old sculpting tool. So it seems to work pretty well. I think I'm going to start on the back before I get too far, and it looks like I've got a couple hours ahead of me. Good morning. It's about noon on Sunday, which means I have about 2.5 days before I am in a van heading to Dragoncon, so I'm trying to wrap up some last minute, well, not so much last minute things as finish the costume. I've finished with all the hair punching. I've finished with all the painting. I'm now actually attaching things directly onto the bodysuit, which is fantastic. I'm relying a lot more on heavy-duty snaps than I thought I would, but that's fine. I had to do some last-minute changes and last-minute tests, and all in all, I think I'm in pretty good shape. My main concern is connecting the horns to Fauno's head. I went out and got a threaded rod today, and on my way back I also picked up beer and scotch, so I guess that's where Dragoncon is heading. I'm really looking forward to being there. So I'm just keeping that in my end goal, and we're moving on from there. I also have the final bit of hair punching complete, done, no more hair punching. And here he is, very happy with how he looks. He's got his little side fringe, his little check fringe, his little goatee, and like this gigantic head of hair back here. Look at that. Seriously, look at that. So, not so bad for my first time punching hair. I'm sure I'll get better in the future. For now, after you punch in the hair, you need to back the inside of the mask with a little bit of latex. So the final bit of that is drying right now. I'm just going to let that dry overnight. But before I do so, I have one of the ears done. So now I get to figure out how to attach the ears and the horns. So look at this. Isn't he awesome? I'm really looking forward to wearing him and wandering around. And in addition to that, I've got some horns that are working on. This is actually the underpiece, wearing a toddler helmet. Not so bad. Take off the glasses. This will be attached underneath the helmet. So this is what I wear underneath Fawn. So I still can see very, very small out of like the tear ducts here. And the horns, which I finished painting, and I'm really happy with how they look, get attached. I've got one threaded rod here, and I also have, I think I may be able to get away with just one point. I don't really like doing just one point of tension because then you can have a little bit of a wiggle. So I'll probably run one or two more points right here. But I'm going to attach him into the helmet. I don't have the hole drilled yet, but it's going to look something like this when it's done. Attach directly to the helmet here. Ta-da! Yep, that's it. And this will be able to drill right into the center. So tomorrow morning I need to figure out how to complete that. And then it's go time. Hi everyone! We're on our way to Dragoncon. We are, say hello everyone! Hi! We are in an 18-foot van. It is filled to the brim. I have a whole bag here that we need to do hand sewing with. Raise your hand if you still have things to do, guys. Woo! Yeah! We have a 15-hour drive ahead of us, so this is the perfect time to sit down and just sew.